three harsh things about being a content creator that nobody will tell you, but I will, because let's be transparent. Number one is there are no off days. So I was working a job before I did content creation, and yes, I left the job because the working hours were hectic. I was working even on festivals, and it was just very demanding. So I thought, I don't want to do this. I want to be my own boss. I want to work my own hours. So I quit my job. And after some time, content creation became my full time job. What I realized is content creation requires even more hours. I mean, in a job, I knew that, okay, if you want an off, you can apply for an off. If not in every organization, but some organizations still have a 9 to 5, or some timings. But in content creation, you're working every single minute of your life. Like, your brain doesn't know how to switch off, because if you're not creating content, you're thinking about what to create next. If you're not thinking about what to create next, your mind goes into an anxiety trip, that why am I being idle, why am I being not productive. So in a job, I feel we care about the salary, and that is the sole motivation. But in content creation, you have to find that motivation. Like, nobody is going to motivate you, like there is no salary to motivate you. So you have to find the motivation yourself to keep going, even if you're getting brand deals or not, if even if you're getting the numbers that you want. You are your own boss, but that also means that the entire pressure is on you. So it is definitely for personality types like me, who like their freedom and who like to be their own boss and not being answerable to other people. But at the same time, it is a business, it is entrepreneurship, it is almost like running a small business where you are juggling many hats. So, yes, the anxiety is real and you're working 24 hours 7. There is no off in content creation. If you treat it as a side hobby, it will remain as a side hobby. But if you are in this full time, then of course, I'm talking for full time content creators. There is no off. Even on Sundays, Mondays, every day is same, and you're just constantly creating, or you're constantly producing something. Second, which I feel is very important that other people understand, not just content creators, is there are no free dinners. So a lot of my relatives, they feel that, ooh, I live such a glamorous life. I get to go to these fancy restaurants, eat for free. But I just want to remind everyone, there are no free lunches in this world. Even if you get something for free, ultimately, in some way or the other, you will have to pay for it. I mean, because I read a lot of spiritual books as well, so I read somewhere that even if you go to a langar or you're taking a prasad from a mandir, don't take even a prasad for free. You should always pay, even if it's 1 rupee. I mean, there should always be a transaction between meals. I think they also tell you not to give money to beggars, because they are not giving you anything in return. So you're like kind of buying their karma by paying them if they are not giving you anything in return. So same goes for these meals. If a restaurant is treating you to a meal, you are paying for it one way or the other. Like today itself, I went for this beautiful lunch, and the place was just amazing. It was very aesthetic and it was great. Everything was very tasty, everything was expensive. But let me tell you the honest truth that by the time I got to eat the meal got cold, or my appetite for it was gone, because I had to click so many pictures, I had to take so much content. Then that by the time it was time to eat, I was already full. because I had already worked so much for it. But if you're going to a restaurant and you're paying for it, you know you're there to enjoy the meal and have a good time. But when you're going to a restaurant as a collaboration, the only thing in your mind is, am I taking good shots? Are these shots good enough? Um, or how can we do a trendy audio, or how can we make this more interesting for Instagram? Not always, but I'm giving you like a real scenario which goes in every content creator's mind. So, yes. And also, one more thing that I would like to tell you that you also follow is, I know this can be debatable, but I will just give you my opinion, something which I usually do. Please tip the waiter when you're done with your meal, because just like the example I gave, that even if you're giving 1 rupee at the mandir for the prasad, you created a exchange, like you paid money, you got the prasad, so it's like a clean thing. Similarly, yes, you're paying or by creating content, but still I feel we anyways give tip at a restaurant, right? But especially if it's an influencer hosting, try and tip the waiter. If your pocket allows, tip whatever you can. 50, 100, 200, 500,000, totally depends on you. But just to keep your slate clean, I would suggest you that don't get up from a restaurant after having a free meal, even though you're paying in terms of stories, post, reel, etc. Still, I feel there should be a monetary transaction when food is involved. So, there are no free lunches in this world. And the third harsh truth about being a content creator, which I despise the most, is you have to constantly chase for payments. When you're working in a salary job, you know that every second, every fifth of the month, your salary will get credited. And if it is delayed even by 1 day, you know whom to go to, and they will make sure that your salary hits your account. Oh my god! But if you're a content creator, you're literally begging for your own money. Like, you have to beg, you have to threat, you have to follow up like crazy, just so that you're paid your own money. There is no accountability in this career. I don't know why, I don't know how this even happened, but content creation is the only career where you have delivered everything and the payment comes to you after 3 months for no reason. Like, how did this even happen? You go to a Zara store, you like something, you take it to the cash counter, you pay, and then you're allowed to take the product. Similarly, in any other service, you hire an architect, you pay them a fee, and then they give you the blueprint, they make everything, then maybe half payment is done after the work is finished, right? That's how every career, every job works. But in content creation, some person decided, okay, let's get the work done, but let's pay them after 3 months, just because it seems fun. And after that, this has been a trend. Every agency follows that, every brand follows that. I also, this is an insider scoop, okay, but somebody told me that why agencies do this is because they get the payment from the brand, right? They are the middlemen and they have to clear your payments, okay? But what they do is they take the payments from the brand and then they do FTs, like maybe for 3 months, and then they earn like interest on the money. And after 3 months, when the FT matures, then if you beg enough, they clear your payments. Because I also feel that in content creation, everything is online. Like, you have never met the agency person, you've never met the POC, you've never met the influencer that you're working with in person. Somebody is sitting in Bangalore and we are working from Delhi, right? So people feel that because of this online situation, yeah, we'll do the payment when we want to do it. Like, you can't take us to court, right? So this is why payments is the biggest issue in content creation. We literally feel like beggars because every morning we're just like, hey, can I please get my payment? Hey, can you please clear the invoice? It's been beyond the payment timeline. And then they don't reply to you, and then you have to chase them. So at the end of the day, you feel I did the work, I delivered it on time, I waited for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, and then I have to beg and plead that please do my payment. Then you feel, why do we have to do this? How is this even ethical and legal? And why does this exist? So yeah, this is a harsh reality about content creation, that you have to really chase for your payments, and you have to develop a thick skin, and you have to set boundaries. I feel all of this comes after you're in this for a long time. I have learned to set clearer boundaries, and yeah, it's just a little messed up like that. Okay, one tip I would like to give as a content creator is that your network is your net worth. Yes, it truly is. It matters how you are networking, whether it is at events, whether it is online, or however. I mean, knowing the right people in this industry is crucial. It opens doors for you that otherwise would have remained shut. And some creators say they don't like going to creator events because everybody is so performative. Our job is to perform on camera, right? Even when we're demonstrating a product, we are performing. I don't care if you're doing organic content, you're still performing for the camera, right? So it's just a social anxiety thing, which I feel some creators have when they say that, oh, events are so performative. Then you're not ready for this industry. I am not saying you have to be friends with everyone. I have zero friends, okay? I know a lot of people, I have a lot of acquaintances, but I don't have any friends. Like, there is nobody that knows me on a personal level, okay? So, I'm not saying you have to make a group of friends. I am just saying you have to network if you want to grow in this career. Because ultimately, closed mouths don't get fed. Until you open your mouth and speak for yourself, people are not going to give you anything because they don't know that you need something. Until you ask for it, how will the person know that you want it, right? So, even if it's a picture with a celebrity, you have to go to them and ask, hey, can we click a picture? And then you get the picture, right? The celebrity doesn't know that you want a picture. Similarly, a brand doesn't know that you want a collaboration with them or anything for that matter. So stop waiting for things to happen and just become a little more proactive, is my tip to you. Try and network, try and introduce yourself to new people. I usually like to go to events alone. That does not mean I am lonely, it just means that I am open to meeting new people rather than taking a plus one with me. Because what happens usually I see at events is any person who comes with a plus one, they form a mini group and then they're not mingling with other people. So that restricts your capacity to network. These events are for you to grow your network, for you to get to know more people than you would otherwise do. And if you're getting invited to an event, if the brand is good, if you have the time, please make the effort to go to the event. It truly matters because content creation is equal to how visible you are. So if you're visible in person in events, people remember you more than somebody who stays at home. So, yeah, this is my personal opinion. This is from my personal experience. Of course, every content creator has their own personal journey. So, I just want aspiring creators to know the reality and to prep themselves better. So, yeah, that was my aim for this video. I wanted to tell you three harsh realities of being a content creator and give you one bonus tip so that if you're on this journey, you know what you're getting into and you're able to navigate better. I am Ishani Agarwal, and my Instagram is It's a Vibe Thing. I create content around fashion, beauty, lifestyle, fragrance. But yeah, on this YouTube channel, I want to talk in depth about a lot of things like maybe a fragrance that I like one day, and the next day I show you my H&M haul, and on a third day I want to post about a video like this where I'm talking in depth about something that I feel truly about. And on a fourth day I might just share a personal story. I don't know where this I don't want to put myself in a niche for YouTube yet because I have lots of ideas and I have so many things to share that I will just go with the flow. So, yeah, if you like the unpredictability of this channel, do follow along. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.